Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
I94 was not the place for the impatient today. After a nearly 10-hour stop-and-go traffic, it looks like it's finally clearing up somewhat in parts. You're looking live at Interstate 94 going east through Fargo into Moorhead. Thanks for joining us tonight. Big time traffic hassle in North Dakota's largest city, coming from a project across the river. Road construction has led to I94 looking more like a parking lot for most of the day today. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric is out in this headache and he joins us much more. Bradford?
Stephanie, we're here alongside Interstate 94 in Moorhead. We're just past the 34th Street exit. As you can see, traffic is getting down to about one lane as we're right near the merge point. The crews had those lanes closed back all the way to the Red River Bridge earlier today. Those lanes have since been reopened, and it's down to one lane here near the Red River Way Station, and it's been like that for most of the day today.
It sucks pretty bad.
Brake lights, orange barrels, miles of stop-and-go driving, and the need to merge. It's the current state of I-94 eastbound.
So bad.
Yeah? How long have you been trying to get through here?
Oh, only like 20 minutes or so.
I just told someone I'd be there in 10 minutes.
Yeah? You're probably not going to make that?
Doesn't look like it.
And those times are pretty accurate. We timed it ourselves during the lunch hour, starting at the pedestrian bridge to the 8th Street exit, about 16 minutes. Further east to 20th Street, about 17. Southeast Main Avenue and 34th Street, nearly 20 minutes. And to the end of the construction zone at Highway 336, nearly 25 minutes from the pedestrian bridge.
I'm a freshman at MSUM.
AJ Andreessen says he goes back and forth frequently through this stretch of I-94, and there's no two ways about it.
Well, yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but it needs to be done at some point, you know.
And that seems to be the consensus. It's a pain in the rear end, but it's got to be done. The lane closures should be done sometime next Wednesday. And starting next year, remember this, starting next year, MnDOT is going to start construction on that diverging diamond project at 8th Street and Interstate 94. So if you travel from Fargo to Moorhead on I-94 frequently, use this as a precursor to next year and start planning your route now. Reporting live in Moorhead, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Bradford, thank you. Now, if you're trying to avoid the construction, you've got two options. Go through downtown or down to 52nd Avenue and then around. Far to the west in Missoula, Montana, the problem is wildfire smoke. This is a live picture. It's so bad that it's led to some high school football games being canceled, others postponed, and some games were even moved. However, it's not impacted tomorrow's game between the Bison and the Grizzlies. Let's return our focus back to the Valley and what we can expect tonight. And we're hearing there might be rumblings of thunder for some. Hutch?
That's the way it's looking. As we spoke last night, we said there'd be a chance of some thunder showers in the far northern valley, and we're seeing that up near north of the Lake of the Woods area. A couple of thunder showers there. Temperatures in the upper 70s for much of Lakes Country, Detroit Lakes and Fergus Falls, but it warms all the way into the upper 90s in Bismarck, where it is 89, 90s. The heat is on out to the west. There is fire danger out there as well. It's a fire weather watch for the western half of North Dakota. For us, well, it's a little breezy, and there is an isolated chance at a storm tonight. I don't think we're going to see much widespread activity, but do know that we could see one or two. A southeast breeze at 10 miles per hour and some warm, muggy temperatures this evening. Summer-like weather into the weekend. I'll have an hour-by-hour look at that here in just a couple of minutes.
Muggy, warm, it always seems to be something with storms.
Yes, but good weather to enjoy the end of our summer.
Okay, thanks, Hutch. It still stands as the most costly and devastating natural disaster in U.S. history. 10 years ago, Hurricane Katrina battered the Gulf Coast and broke through the levees surrounding New Orleans. More than 1,800 died in the storm and hundreds of thousands were left homeless. Since then, business is booming in New Orleans right now. It's considered the fastest growing city in the United States. But there's still some work that needs to be done. Recovery teams say there are at least 60,000 homes that need to be rebuilt or even repaired, many of those in the lower 9th Ward. A new round of heated debate surrounds UND's nickname controversy today. President Robert Kelly has said no to North Dakota as a possible nickname. He says an online vote will be taken on the remaining nickname list in mid-October. The remaining nicknames are Fighting Hawks, Nodaks, North Stars, Rough Riders, and Sundogs. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson has a reaction to this and how the final voting process will work.
The nickname committee took North Dakota off the list, but since then a lot of people have told you they wanted North Dakota put back on the list so everyone would get the chance to vote on it. Why didn't you put it back on the list?
Neil, that's a great question. The committee voted 7-4 to leave it off the list. I've talked to many people. I've received as much input as possible. North Dakota is not a nickname. That's who we are.
Reaction from students is mixed. Some say they don't care. Others are adamant that North Dakota should have been kept on the list. Some say not having North Dakota on the list will mean many people won't even bother to vote.
So the final nickname, it doesn't really make any difference to you?
No, it doesn't.
Like, the majority of the students seem like they want North Dakota as it. And I think as the president, you have to listen to the student body.
I'm kind of disappointed, to be honest, though. I didn't really enjoy any of the other nicknames.
Okay.
I would prefer just to have no nickname at all.
You wanted it to stay North Dakota?
Yes, I did.
Well, that's not a choice anymore.
Yep, that's going to be a hard decision. I don't know. It's going to stop a lot of people from voting, I think.
UND student president Matt Kopp says he's disappointed with Kelly's decision and says he realizes it may turn off some voters.
I think that's definitely a possibility, and that's their right. You know, obviously there's going to be a voting process in place for students to be able to access if they want to, but you know, every student gets their own decision to make in terms of whether or not they want to vote.
All UND students, alumni, and staff, along with UND donors and current season ticket holders, will have the opportunity to cast one online vote for the 5 nickname options in mid-October. More details will be released soon on how to verify your email address for that vote. In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
The winning nickname will need to get 50% of the vote. If one isn't chosen on the first public ballot, President Kelly says the current student body will hold a runoff election to choose the winner. It's Friday, time to get a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Take a look at David Anderson. Fargo police say he's wanted for theft of property and possession of drug paraphernalia. Call law enforcement if you have any information on Anderson. Well, the Fargo Police Department is warning NDSU students and residents around campus about vehicle and bike thefts in the area. The warning was posted on their Facebook page with this picture. The picture shows vehicle theft with the green V icon, bike thefts with the blue T icon over the past 30 days. Police say these two crimes are on the rise in the area. To protect yourself, they recommend locking your vehicle and securing your bike, or even use the bike share program. Congressman Kevin Cramer and the rest of the North Dakota delegation is applauding a federal judge's decision to put on hold a rule aimed at limiting pollution of our nation's rivers, lakes, and potholes. The rule was to have taken effect today. 13 states sued to block it. Judge Ralph Erickson in Fargo issued a temporary injunction. Business development, agriculture interests in a number of states are fighting the rule, saying it's unconstitutional. They contend it's an overreach on the part of the Environmental Protection Agency and the Corps of Engineers, and Congressman Cramer agrees.
I think in this particular rule, in this particular case, there's a strong constitutional argument that says, hey, federal government, you have minimal influence, you have minimal jurisdiction. The vast majority of jurisdiction over waters belongs to the states, not to the federal government, and the rights of the private landowner have to be paramount.
Now, Senator Heitkamp is backing a bipartisan bill which she says will force the EPA to work directly with farmers, ranchers, and others to redo the rule. Senator Hoeven says that's similar to a law that he was backing last year. Online lottery ticket sales, they're going away. Today, Minnesota began the process of ending internet sales. The lottery will stop selling Mega Millions, Hot Lotto, Go for Five, Powerball, and Instant Win tickets online. State lawmakers were uncomfortable with the online option, and they passed a law this spring forcing the lottery to stop these sales. By mid-September, any players that have money or winnings remaining in their individual accounts, they're going to get a check from the state. Well, the green and yellow are off. Today, the NDSU football team made their way through security and boarded the plane at Hector International Airport. They're on their way to Montana for their first game of this season. Lots of fans are pretty excited for this big game. And don't forget that Valley News Live is your station for all things Bison. NDSU plays the University of Montana tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. You can watch it on ESPN, but join us on KVLY at 1:30 for the all-new Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show, where you're going to get geared up and ready for this first game. It's fun, historic, educational, and full of roars. Jurassic Quest is this weekend at the Shields Arena in Fargo. Families can enjoy an exhibit with more than 50 dinosaurs representing the 3 periods. There's also 3 baby dinosaurs that come out every other hour. More events will be outside and on the Shields Arena concourse.
Can dig up dinosaur bones and excavate a real fossil and make a fossil, do a dinosaur craft, ride a dinosaur, all kinds of things like that. So it's fun, educational, and hands-on for the kids, and it's fun for the whole family.
To buy tickets online, go to valleynewslive.com and click on our hot button for a link. Still ahead for us, how this week's volatile stock market may actually mean more cash in your pocket when getting a mortgage.
Very potent storms today up in the Northern Valley. This is a picture of a hailstone. Thanks, Joel, for sharing this. Looks a little quieter as we head into the weekend. The heat is on. I'll have hour-by-hour details in your forecast coming up next.